Electrification. What is meant by electrification? The process of charging a body is called electrification. Next one, lightning. What is meant by lightning? Generally, the process of heavy electric discharge between clouds and clouds or clouds and ground. That is called lightning. So lightning generally observed during the formation of thunders, of course in rainy season. That is nothing but lightning. Lightning means the process of electric discharge between clouds and clouds or clouds and ground. That is nothing but lightning. Next one, solids. Classification of solids. So, solids are classified into three categories: conductors, insulators, semiconductors. On the basis of their conductivity, solids are classified into three categories: conductors, insulators, semiconductors. Conductors, the substance which allow the electricity, or the substance which allow the electricity, or it allows the current. That is nothing but conductors. These are the substances which allow the electricity easily. That is called conductors. So example for conductor: human body, nickel, iron, cobalt, like that. And so conductors are easily conduct electricity because of, in case of conductors, of course, number of atoms are there. In an atom, electrons are revolves in a particular orbits. So the outermost electrons, that is nothing but valence electrons. The valence electrons are loosely bonded with neighboring ions or atoms. So whenever the temperature is applied on the conductors, so electrons are easily escaped from so one atom to neighboring atom. That indicates that flow of charge in that substances. So in metallic conductors, charge carriers are free electrons. In metallic conductors, charge carriers are free electrons. Next one, insulators. Insulators means that these are the substances which do not conduct the electricity. So it does not carry the charges. There is nothing but insulators. Example: wood, plastic, wood, plastic, bakelite, dust. These are also insulators. Pure water also insulator. So because of insulators does not conduct electricity, because of, in case of insulators, electrons are strongly bound to the neighboring atoms. So even though high temperature will be applied on the insulators, electrons does not leave their mean position or the original position. So that's why insulators are bad conductors. Next one, semiconductors. Semiconductors means the conductivity lies between conductors and the insulators. The conductivity lies between conductors and the insulators are called semiconductors. So in case of semiconductor, fuel electricity will be flow through it. Light electricity will be flow in case of semiconductor. Example for semiconductor: germanium and silicon. Germanium and silicon. Okay. Charge. What is meant by charge? Charge is the property of matter which produces electrical and magnetic effects. It is the property of matter which produces electrical and magnetic effect. That is nothing but charge. So represented by letter small q. SI unit of charge is coulomb. SI unit of charge is coulomb. Next one, properties of charges. Properties of charges. First property, charge is quantized. Second one, charge is conserved. Third one, additivity of charge. These three are basic properties. These three are basic properties of charges. Charge is quantized. What is meant by quantization of charge? What is meant by quantization of charge? So, for example, we calculate any charge to body. We must multiply with electronic charge or proton charge, because electron charge is equal to proton charge. That is, both are equal in magnitude. So that is, charge on the electron, how much? 1.602 into 10 to the power of minus 19 coulombs. Similarly, proton charge also same. Proton charge also proton charge also same. Charge on any body, we calculate charge on any body, we must multiply with electronic charge or proton charge. So that is quantization of charge. Charge is quantized. First property, charge is quantized. What is meant by quantization? Charge on any body is integral multiplier of electronic charge or proton charge. Charge on any body is integral multiplier of electron charge or proton charge. That means, suppose this is the body. This is the body. What is the charge on this body? What is the charge on this body? First of all, how many electrons are protons? We calculate how many electrons are protons in this body. Then multiply it. Suppose 10 electrons are there. So total how many electrons? 10 electrons are there or 10 protons are there. Of course, net charge on the body will be 0. Net charge on the body will be 0. But in this case, just we calculate charge on the body. How many electrons are there? 10 electrons are there. Total charge on the body is, so 10 into charge on each body. 1.6 10 to the power minus 20. That is equal to 1.6 10 to the power of minus 18 coulomb. This is the charge, total charge on this body. Total charge on this body. That is called quantization. That is called quantization of charge. What is meant by quantization? Charge on any body is integral multiplier of electronic charge. For example, we calculate charge on any body, we must multiply with the electronic charge. We must multiply with the electric charge or proton charge, whatever it is. So that is called quantization of charge. So charge on any body, Q is equal to plus or minus Ne. Q is equal to plus or minus Ne, where N is the integer or principal quantum number. E is the charge of the electron or proton. Charge of the electron or proton. So by using this formula to calculate the charge on the body. Charge on the body. Suppose this is the duster. What is the charge? Total charge of the duster. Suppose the duster, just assume the duster consists of 10 electrons. So what is the value of N? 10. What is the value of E? E means charge of the electron or proton. Both are equal in magnitude, equal charge. 1.6 into 10 to the power minus 19. That is equal to 1.6 into 10 to the power minus 18 coulombs. Minus 18 coulombs. This is the charge on the body. Charge on the body. Charge on the body. By using this formula, this is a very most important formula. By using this formula, we calculate the charge on any body. Charge on the any body. Next one is charge is conserved. Charge is conserved. Charge is conserved means conservation means constant. Simply constant. Charge on any system remains constant. Charges neither be created nor be destroyed. Just transfer from one body to another body. That's all. Just transfer from one body to another body. So that is called conservation of charge. Conservation of charge means charges neither be created nor be destroyed. total charge of the system remains constant. Total charge of the system remains constant. Suppose, for example, neutron, like this, neutron. Neutron is the chargeless particle. Neutron is the chargeless particle. Total charge on neutron will be 0. Total charge on neutron is 0. So during the decay process, neutron split into two parts, that is one proton plus one electron. See, neutron decay by two parts like this, proton and electron. This is the proton, and proton having positive charge, electron having negative charge. Equal charges, of course. Proton charge is plus 1.6 10 to the power minus 19 coulombs. Electron charge is minus 1.6 10 to the power minus 19 coulombs. So total charge will be 0. Net charge will be 0. So before reaction 0, after reaction also total charge will be 0. So that is the conservation of charge. Total charge of the system remains constant. Charge on proton charge like this plus 1.6 into 10 to the power minus 19 coulombs. Charge on electron minus 1.6 into 10 to the power minus 19 coulombs. So total will be 0. Before reaction, charge on neutron 0. After decay, neutron converted into proton and electron. Total charge also 0. So total charge on the system remains constant. That is called conservation. Charge is conserved. Next one. Third one. Additivity of charge. What is meant by additivity? Additivity of charge. Additivity. Additivity of charge. Additivity of charge means the total net charge on the system is equal to the algebraic sum of the individual charges inside the system. That is called additivity of charge. Additivity of charge means the total charge on the system is equal to the algebraic sum of the individual charges inside the system. That is called additivity of charge. Suppose this is a system. The system consisting, of course, 4 charges, that is Q1, Q2, minus Q3 and Q4. Total charge of the system is given by Q is equal to Q1 plus Q2 minus Q3 plus Q4. This is called additivity of charge. The total charge of the system is equal to the algebraic sum of the individual charges inside the system. That is called additivity of charge. These three are basic properties of charges. So dear students, the very most important 2 marks question. Basic properties. Just mention the basic properties, not explanation. Only just mention the basic properties of charges. Charge is quantized, charge is conserved, additivity of charge. Charge is quantized means, what is meant by quantization? Charge on any body is integral multiple of electronic charge. Integral multiple of electronic charge. That is called quantization of charge. What is meant by conservation? Charge is conserved. Charges neither be created nor be destroyed. Total charge on the system remains constant. Additivity of charge. What is meant by additivity? Total charge of the system is equal to the algebraic sum of the individual charges inside the system. That is called additivity of charge. Okay. How many electrons? Suppose, dear students, small problem. Just one electron transferred from one body to another body, or one electron transferred. The body, this is the body. Of course, initially it is a neutral body. because of number of protons equal to number of electrons. Atoms are already we know that atoms are electrically neutral. Okay, this is the body. The body lost an electron. The body lost an electron. The body lost an electron. What is the charge on the body? What is the charge on the body? How many electrons are lost? Only single electron will be escaped or leaked out. So total charge on the body is equal to Q is equal to Ne. How many electrons? One electron. 1 into E. That is 1 into what is the value of E? 1.602 into 10 to the power of minus 19 coulombs. So charge on the body is 1.602 into 10 to the power of minus 19. So in our simplicity, just 1.6. To solve the numerical problems, just 1.602 instead of 1.602, just 1.6 into 10 to the power of minus 19 coulombs. Suppose the body loses 2 electrons. The body loses 2 electrons. What is the charge of the body? 2 into E. That is 2 into 1.6 into 10 to the power of minus 19 coulombs. That is equal to 3.2 into 10 to the power of minus 19 coulombs. 3.2 into 10 to the power of minus 19 coulombs. So how it is possible? Simple. For example, this is a body. Basically, any body electrically neutral. Suppose in this 2 protons, 2 electrons are there. This is the body. The body consists 2 protons, 2 electrons are there. So total charge of the body, total charge of the body will be 0. This is the 0. No doubt. Because proton charge same but positive, electron charge also same but negative. They are cancelled. Now net charge will be 0. Suppose one electron will be transferred like this. One electron escaped from the body. See, only single electron is there. How many protons are there? 2 protons. How many electrons are there? Only single electron. One proton, one electron, positive, negative, equal charge, they are cancelled. Only single proton. What is the value of proton? What is the charge of the proton? So proton charge is equal to 1.6 into 10 to the power of minus 19 coulombs. So single electron will be leaked out from the body. Total charge of the body is 1.6 into 10 to the power of minus 19. That is a small example. N electrons are transferred, N electrons are escaped. Total charge will be Q is equal to Ne. Q is equal to Ne. Okay. Okay, next one. Another small problem. Important bit. Most important bit. How many electrons consist 1 coulomb of charge? How many electrons consist 1 coulomb of charge? Q is equal to how much? 1 coulomb. That is a given value. How many electrons consist 1 coulomb of charge? Q is equal to plus or minus Ne. How many electrons consist 1 coulomb of charge? N number of electrons or number of protons. Of course, both are equal. N equal to Q by E. What is the value of Q? 1C divided by what is the value of E? 1.6 into 10 to the power of minus 19 coulombs. Coulomb cancel out. 1 by 1.6 divided 6.25 into 10 to the power of 18 electrons. The very most important small bit. How many electrons consist 1 coulomb of charge? Q equal to 1 coulomb. Q equal to plus or minus Ne, of course. N number of protons or number of electrons, whatever it. N equal to Q by E. Q equal to 1 coulomb divided by what is the value of E? It is a constant value. Charge of the electron or charge of the proton, whatever it. 1.6 into 10 to the power minus 19 coulomb. Coulomb get cancelled out. 1 by 1.6 that means I think 0.625 into 10 to the power minus plus 90. Just change the value. 6.25 10 to the power 80 electrons. So how many electrons are consist? 1 coulomb of charge. 6.25 10 to the power 80 electrons are there. Coulomb is a very big unit. Of course, we expressed to solve the numericals. Minute units, small units are generally used. That is microcoulomb, nanocoulomb, picocoulomb, like this. Microcoulomb means 10 to the power minus 6 coulomb. Nano means 10 to the power minus 9 coulomb. Pico means 10 to the power minus 12 coulomb. Minus 12 coulomb. Next one. Next bit, small bit. How many electrons consist? How many electrons consist 1 microcoulomb of charge? How many electrons consist 1 microcoulomb of charge? Q equal to given. What is the value of Q? 1 microcoulomb. How many electrons consist 1 microcoulomb of charge? Same formula. Q is equal to ME. M is equal to Q by E. See what is the value of Q? 1 micro, 1 into 10 to the power minus 6 coulomb divided by what is the value of E? 1.6 into 10 to the power minus 90 coulomb will cancel out. So 6.25 to solve this by using calculator. 6.25 into 10 to the power 6, that is 12 electrons in there. So how many electrons consist? 1 microcoulomb of charge. So 6.25 into 10 to the power 18 electrons. 18 electrons. Similarly, how many electrons? How many electrons consist 1 nanocoulomb of charge? And how many electrons consist 1 picocoulomb of charge? Solve it. How many electrons consist 1 nanocoulomb and 1 picocoulomb of charge? Okay, students. Very most important properties. Charge is quantized, charge is conserved, additivity of charge. Additivity of charge. Next, another properties are there. Remaining properties. These are the 3 basic properties. Remaining properties. Fourth one. Charges accumulates only surface of the conductor. Charge, this is the small conductor. Charges accumulates only surface of the conductor. Another property. So during the process of rubbing, electrons are transferred from one body to another body. So charges accumulates only surface, not inside, but does not passing through it, does not penetrate it inside the body. Only surfaces, whether it is positive or negative charges, whatever it. So charges accumulates only surfaces. Only surface of the conductor. Next one. Charges, more charges are accumulated at the short corners. More charges are accumulated at the corners. More charges. See, like this is the corner. Another property. More charges are accumulated at the corner ends, endpoints. Endpoints. This is the another property. Another one. Charge on the body does not affected by its motion. Charge on the body does not affected by its motion. Suppose a charged body or charges flows through the conductor. Suppose 10 electrons are moving from one region to another region. After transferring, initially 10 electrons. After that also 10 electrons. So number of electrons does not change. Number of electrons does not change. So the property, another property is charge on any body or charge on the body does not affected by its motion. Charge on the body does not affected by its motion. Charge on the body does not affect by its motion. Next property. Next one. Charge in motion produces magnetic field. Charge in motion produces magnetic field. So Christian Ørsted in 1820 experimentally proved that whenever the current passing through the conductor or charges flows through the conductor, magnetic field will be produced around it. So that is the, of course, very most important property. That is, whenever charge in motion, it produces magnetic field. Charge in motion produce magnetic field. So these are the properties of charges, very most important properties. So these are three are basic properties. The remaining properties are also okay. Okay, students. So next one, methods of charging. Methods of charging. Methods of charging. Methods of charging. There are three methods. First one is charging by friction. Charging by friction. Charging by friction. Methods of charging. First one is charging by friction. Suppose let us consider two bodies. Generally, bodies are neutral. Two bodies are neutral. So there is no, which type of charge accumulates? There is no charges. So let us consider two bodies. Initially, two bodies are neutral body. After rubbing to each other, electrons are transferred from one body to another body. So after that, one body loses some electrons. The body becomes positively charged. Another body becomes negatively charged because of the body gains some electrons. The body gains some electrons. That is nothing but charging by friction. See, once again I will repeat. So let us consider two small bodies. Initially, two bodies are neutral bodies. So then after two bodies are rubbed with each other, electrons are transferred from one body to another body. Then two bodies are electrified because one body loses some electron, the body becomes positively charged, another body gains the electrons, the body becomes negatively charged. That is nothing but charging by friction. Then two bodies are electrified, one positive body, one negative body. Next one, charging by convection. Another property, another method, charging by convection. Charging by convection. In this case, So let us consider a positively charged rod or negatively charged rod, whatever it. This is the, let us consider a evaporate rod or plastic rod, whatever it. So negative charge, this is the negatively charged rod. This is the negatively charged rod. Let us consider negatively charged rod. So touches the insulating conductor. Touches the conductor like this. This is the conductor. This is the conductor. So then after touching, charges are transferred from charged body to uncharged body. Charged body to uncharged body. Like this. See, charging by conduction. Charging by conduction. So suppose let us consider a negatively charged rod touches the conductor which is kept on the insulating stand. This is the insulating stand. Insulating stand. Okay. So whenever the negatively charged rod touches the conductor, then charges are transferred from body 1 to body 2, body 1 to body 2 until their potential becomes equal. Until their potential becomes equal. After some time, the conductor also, the uncharged conductor also negatively charged. Negatively charged like this. At the point of contact, the atoms are transferred from body 1 to body 2. Then to remove the charged body, then the conductor also negatively charged. The conductor also negatively charged. This is the charging by conduction. Charging by conduction. Next. Third one, charging by induction. Charging by induction. See, in this method, let us consider two uncharged conductors like this mounted on the two stands. Very near. These are the, of course, spherical conductors, spherical uncharged conductors kept on the two insulating stands. Insulated stands. A positively charged rod. A positively charged rod kept near to the two spherical conductors. Just listen carefully. So let us consider a two spherical uncharged conductors kept over the two insulating stands. So let us consider one positively charged rod kept near to the two spherical uncharged conductors but not touching it. Okay, because of attraction, electrostatic attraction, so the positive charges in this, of course this is the uncharged conductor. The conductor consisting number of protons is equal to the number of electrons. Both are equal in magnitude. These are neutral bodies, of course. So in this body, electrons are there and also protons are there. In this body also protons, electrons are there. So this is the positive charge. Positive charge attracts electrons. that is negatively charged particles, like this. Like this. And these are the electrons. Electrons are pulled towards the positive charges. Positive charges are pulled out, of course, like this. Because of positive repel to each other, positive negative attract each other. So in these, some electrons, some protons are there. That is positive charges, negative charges are there. In this also positive and negative charges are there. So because of positive rod, the positive rod attracts negatively charged particles like this. The negatively charged particles are nearer to the positively charged rod because of attraction, and negative and positive charges are pulled out, that is pulled away because of repel. The positively charged rod repel to the positive ions. So like this. So then after these two spherical conductors are get separated like this. Separate like this, keeping the positive charge. Positive charge rod remains constant at their position like this. This is the negative charges, and these are the positive charges. Then after, to remove the positively charged rod, then these negative charges are spread entire the sphere, are distributed entire the sphere like this. Negative charges are distributed entire the sphere uniformly. Similarly, positive charges also distributed over the sphere uniformly. Then after that, two charged bodies are formed. Two charged bodies are formed. So initially these two are uncharged. After method of induction, charging by induction, we will get the two charged bodies. First one is negatively charged body, another one is positively charged. This is the charging by induction. See carefully, in this case the rod does not touch the two spherical bodies. Does not touch the spherical bodies. In this case, charging by conduction, the charging body must touch the uncharged conductor. Uncharged conductor. So because of conduction, this is the negative, this is also negative, because at the point of contact, negative charges are transferred. After that, these two are repelled to each other. These two are repelled to each other. So, charging by conduction, in this case, after charging by induction method, the two bodies are repelled to each other. Charging by friction method, two bodies are attracted to each other. Because charging by friction, two bodies are rubbed with each other, electrons are transferred from one body to another body, one body becomes negative, another body becomes positive, then these two bodies are kept nearer to it, then two bodies are attracted to each other. These are the important methods, three methods. Methods of charging, charging by friction, charging by conduction, charging by induction. You must remember it. Charging by induction method, the charging body does not contact with spherical conductors. Charging by conduction method, charging body touches the uncharged conductor. Okay students, if you have any doubts, just call me or message me through WhatsApp. Thank you students.